Hi, I'm Mr. A. Are you confused about multiplying radicals? Then you're in the right place. Let's get started. So, to begin, we're going to look at a problem that might look like this. Square root of 3 times the square root of 5. Now, what can we do to simplify this problem? Well, we can look at what's inside each radical, and we're allowed to multiply those together. So for this problem, we're going to take 3 times 5, and we're going to get 15. So the answer would be the square root of 15. And there's nothing we can do to break down the 15, so that's where we stop. If we look at a problem like this, the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. Similar to the first problem, we know that we're allowed to multiply what's inside the radical with what's inside the radical. So we know that 2 times 2 is equal to 4. This one, however, unlike the first one, we can simplify. The square root of 4 is going to be equal to 2. Which brings me to an important point. If you have the exact same radical being multiplied by itself, the square root of 2 times the square root of 2, the radicals being squared, those are inverse operations, so you can automatically write the answer as being equal to 2. Moving on, let's look at something a little more complicated. What if we have this? 4 square roots of 7 times 5 square roots of 2. So this one's slightly more complicated because we have a number outside the radical. So the easy way around this is we're going to stick with the rule that we used in the first two examples. We're going to multiply what's inside by what's inside, and likewise, we're just going to multiply what's outside with what's outside. So for this problem, we just take 4 times 5, and we're going to end up with 20. And the square root of 7 times the square root of 2 would give us the square root of 14. And that's where that problem would stop, once again, because we can't simplify the square root of 14 any further. So to finish, let's take a look at one last example. Let's look at the square root of 3 times the square root of 6. We're going to follow the exact same procedure. Square root of 3 times the square root of 6 would give us the square root of 18. And the only difference between the first three answers and this answer is this can be broken down much like our video on simplifying radicals. So the square root of 18 I know has the perfect square of 9 in it. So I'm thinking of this as the square root of 9 times the square root of 2. I know the square root of 9 is equal to 3. And the square root of 2 cannot be simplified. If you want to explore more complicated problems, take a look at our second video. If you were confused about how to multiply radicals, I hope you found yourself in the right place. Thank you.